Hi guys, this is Frankie Torres for the Pixel Slayers. Today we are going to be refurbishing this Wavebird controller. As you can see, its joysticks have seen much better days. So stay tuned and I'll show you how to make this thing look brand new. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is go over what we need. Simple thing is you're going to need one of these tri-screw tip screwdrivers. Obviously, you're going to need a new set of joysticks. I like to keep some Q-tips, some alcohol, and of course, some air duster. Alright, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to begin the deconstruction process. And turn it over and take the battery cap off. And we are going to remove each screw. Okay, so get the screws, put them in a separate pile so you don't lose them. Nice thing is they're all uniform and they're all the same, so yeah. Alright, so it comes apart pretty easily. Once the screws are removed, you're going to notice everything's just going to pop right open. Nice thing about this is there is no rumble, so you don't have to worry about disconnecting anything. And also another nice thing about this is the board sits flush right here, so you don't have to take anything else apart once you open it. These guys are just going to pop right up. You want to hold down on this here so it doesn't move and just pop it up. Same thing here, just hold down and pop up. And that's all there is to that. So these nasty guys are already been removed. Next thing we're going to do is we're just going to clean everything really good. That's what the Q-tips are for, so here we go. Once you're done cleaning it, just go ahead and spray it real good. This will dry it enough to clean the dust. Alright, so now that this is nice and clean, we can put the new caps on. One thing I want to point out is these caps do have a little indentation on the top, so they only go one way. So just flip that over and you'll notice right here the indentation's like that, so we're going to stick it up just like that. Press down, and there you go. Same thing on this side, indentation. We're just going to go ahead and just stick that on and push down. There you go. Nice, beautiful, clean joysticks have been applied. Now that that's clean, we're just going to go ahead and grab this piece and clean any debris off with the Q-tip on the edges here. Same thing with this side, we're just going to go ahead and clean the debris off right here. Alright, so now we're just going to go ahead and clean those pads. We're going to go ahead and put this pad back on and then clean it as well. Start button's a little finicky here. Alright, put that on. Also, if this is popped out, just make sure this is aligned. That just goes right in. Just pop it in like that. Alright. Give it one more air dust blow. Just a light blow. And that's all nice and clean. Make sure that this thing hasn't come out. This goes in there. I think this is actually going to be easier to lay on this side. So we're going to move this back. We're going to put this right here. And this should just sit in like that. Alright. Okay, so this next part's going to be a little tricky. You're going to want to hold down on this, and you're going to just face this flat, and while you're holding down on the Z button, you're going to flip this over, and just stick this right in like so, and then flip it over real quick. If you don't do it like that, the buttons are going to fly everywhere, and it's just going to be a mess. So make sure everything feels good before we screw it in. Make sure the button's synced. There we go. And that looks good. So let's tighten it. Put the screws back in. Let's stick this in and get busy. Alright, now the screws are all in and everything feels nice and solid. Now we're just going to get a quick cleaning. So any parts that might have some scuffs, we're just going to go over with the Wet Magic Eraser. Once that's done, we just grab our wet wipe and we're just going to wipe it real good. Any little indentations that get dust, I just like to go with a little Q-tip. Wet alcohol Q-tip and just kind of clean around these little areas. Alright, that's as good as this thing's going to get. I'm pretty pleased with how this came out. I have a new Wavebird here. It's not perfect, has a couple dents and dings, but it's pretty good, all things considered, and it should get many years of use. So, here we go. If you enjoyed this video, please click that like button. If you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helps us a lot. There's more great content just like this on the way, so stay tuned. Thanks. Bye.